When I was 12 or 13 years old, I wasn't a very good student because I was dyslexic, but because of the size of my thighs, I was a pretty good runner, and I was pretty good at the game of football. So my dad gave me a copy of this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and my takeaway from it was I had to set a goal. Whatever that goal was, I then needed to write it down and put it somewhere where I would see it on a daily basis. And then most importantly, I need to declare it to anybody and everybody that this was my goal and this was what I was going to achieve, and watch me and see if I don't do it. So hold me accountable. And that's a lesson I've learned and I've used through my life. And so I've decided I needed to do the same thing relative to my stock portfolio. And my goal is to achieve a 30% annualized rate of return over the next 10 years. Do I think the first thing I had to do was figure out if it was attainable, how I was going to be attainable, what it would cost me to obtain it, and was it a good idea? So with that, I want to go through the process of how I am going to achieve a 30% annualized rate of return on my portfolio, and then what I'm going to do with the information that I gather as far as how I'm going to achieve it and how I'm going to process through it through the next 10 years to make sure that it happens. That's what this video is about, how I'm going to achieve my goal.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Another thing that I've learned over the years is you need to spend money in order to make money. Carl Laska taught me that phrase. He was my first roommate in college, and I basically expounded to him that I was going to someday be the vice president of a major corporation, and I was going to make a lot of money. And Carl came back to me and said, in order to make a lot of money, you've got to have some money, and you've got to be willing to spend that money to make money. So I've always remembered that, and although Carl and I didn't have much else in common, I remembered that terminology. So as I look to my goal to make 30% on my portfolio, I asked myself what I needed to do. And here's the things that I've done. I went out and I've subscribed to the Wall Street Journal. That cost me about $58.29 a month. I subscribe to about 4 guru programs. These are gurus who have had a history of success in stock market investing and make that information available on a subscription basis. So I spend about $300 a month on gurus. I've committed that I will read, although I don't read well. I actually subscribe to Audible. I pay them $16.15 a month. And that puts me in a position that I read a nonfiction book every month. I up that sometimes because sometimes I think the book is so good that I want a hard copy of it. And so I actually spend more, probably double that on books. Then I subscribe to Seeking Alpha because I want access to information and other people's opinions on a current and up-to-date basis. And I want access to the companies that I'm interested in, their financial information, where it's easy to gather. That costs me $19.92. Then I want a charting software so that I can look back in history and see what the stocks or the indices that I'm interested in so that I can digest that information. That costs me $14.95. So the information that I need, I determined, to achieve my goal of a 30% return right now costs me $409.31 or $4,911.72 per year. So that's what I've invested in my goal, and I've committed to that because I believe the 30% will give me substantially more than the $4,900 per year. So that brings you up to speed as to how I'm going about my goal. Then what I said was, if I share this information with other people, it's going to do two things. One, it's going to really cause me to put my feet to the fire, particularly if I create an atmosphere where I need to be sharing on a daily basis. And that was one of the reasons I got into YouTube. I'm making a video every day. So every day I have to spend probably about 4 hours a day doing some research. Then I spend about 2 hours making the video, editing the video, posting the video, and getting it up, and then responding to the people who are within the video. I then also decided I needed to create a community, which I call my tribe, and we do through our Discord, where I could get feedback from the people that I'm sharing my information with. So what I determined, though, was there was going to be some cost involved in doing that. So let me show you exactly what the costs are affiliated with me sharing my information via YouTube and other vehicles with you. The first cost is Constant Contact, and that is a mailing service that I use so that I can send a mass email out to the subscribers and people who are interested in the information that I'm sharing, and we do a daily newsletter. But Constant Contact charges me by the number of people that I have in my mailing list. I'm currently paying them $235 a month, and I was just notified that they are going to raise that by 16% on July the 1st of this month. I then use just recently, DID. This is a service by which I can create an avatar. You've probably seen it in some of my videos where I write a script, put it into the mouth of an avatar, and deliver it. That cost me $50. My website, my hosting of the website is $20.17. I have Patreon. Patreon is the service that collects the money from you if you subscribe to my Discord. And I pay them per subscriber plus a percentage of what the subscribers generate. And so last month, that amounted to $736. Then I have a staff. I have 4 people that I pay to, number one, get the Patreon to you, number 2, help me do my research and my social media postings, and number 3, to teach you how to swing trade. Last month, I paid them $13,564. So that brings the distribution cost of the information that I'm able to gather and share of $14,605 per month. So that's what I then look at, and I say, is it worth the expenditure to make this available, and will it support itself while it helps me achieve my goal of a 30% rate of return per year, every year for the next 10 years in my portfolio? And I've come away and say, yes, it will. And what I've done is basically said, if I will provide you with enough value, and at the value at which is costing me $409 a month, if I can provide you that, and it only costs you $20 a month, is that a win-win situation? And I think it is. I think it is. I think any business that goes into business has to provide their recipients with, or their customers or their subscribers with a value greater than what it would cost if they went and did it themselves. In other words, if you go to the grocery store and you look at an apple, and that apple says it's going to cost you $1.75 a pound, and I have no idea what apples sell for, and you say, no, I can plant a tree in my backyard and for a lot less than $1.74 a pound and keep that tree fertilized and have my own apples. And oh, by the way, I'm going to have to do it with oranges as well, and I'm going to have to raise some cows, and I'm going to have to plant. No, we go into the grocery store and we buy that food because we believe we cannot do it ourselves at a lower price. And that's what I'm trying to provide through Best of Us Investors. And I hope that's what you will provide. And you will listen to this video and say, if he can provide me with a 10% return on my investment over the next 10 years, and it costs me $20 a month, which works out to be $240 a year, and it would cost me $409 a month to duplicate the effort, plus the time I'd have to put in and the effort that I'd have to put in, and I probably have to give up my job to put that much time that he's putting into it, then it's a good value. So the question then becomes, is Kerry and his staff able to deliver with that in mind? And a lot of this is wrapped up in the fact that I believe that we are going into a market situation where this is going to be very attainable because of the change in artificial intelligence that we're bringing into our digital world of the internet, and it will be possible. So I created a portfolio that I choose to call Bus 13. And in essence, I'm asking you to get on the bus if you would like to, Bus 13. And I can show you here what it's done thus far. The portfolio in the last month has returned just under 10%. These are actually it's up to 16 stocks, and it will drop to 15 because I'm notifying my subscribers this weekend to sell one of the stocks because of something that I learned in a Wall Street Journal article that I read this weekend that said, I'm not real comfortable with this company right now. They've had some bad behavior, and I think I'm going to get out of it, take my profits. I have about 20% profit in it now, and get on the sidelines. And if they show that they are good for what they say they are, I'll get back in it at a later time. So that's again part of the service I give. But that portfolio right now in the last month has returned about 10%. Year to date, it's returned about 28%. And you see how that compares to the Dow, which are both down, and the S&P, which I would say that of the 14 stocks now in the portfolio, 10 of them are what's holding the S&P up at this time. So I believe what I am offering to my roughly 57,000 unique viewers each month on my YouTube channel, what I'm offering is well worth $20 a month. That ultimately has to be your decision. And if you decide you want to take a look at it and be a part of it, there is a link in the description to the Patreon, and it's a month-by-month basis. You can get in now at the 1st of June, walk through it, come to our Stock Talks. We have a Stock Talk every Friday afternoon. Share in the guru information that I'm paying $300 a month for. Be knowledgeable from the books that I'm reading, and I can share with you how to get discounts on the books, have access to my access of Seeking Alpha and Trading Views, and maybe for $20 a month, you can get a $400 value, or if not more, and it can give you a 30% annualized return on your portfolio over the next 10 years. That's what I'm offering, and that's what I want to do. My objective, again, and my goal is stated very, very clearly, and that is I'm going to read it off of my computer. My goal, 30% return on investment per year over the next 10 years. And that's my goal, okay? I'm then willing to share it with you for the reasons I just gave you. And if it appeals to you, go to the description, find the link to the Patreon, give it a go, and see if we can't help you achieve your goals. And I encourage you, write them down, share them with the people you love, and then go after it and focus on it. That's your goal. Hangs right over my computer screen, 30% return on investment per year over the next 10 years. Let's talk more about this tomorrow and in the future.